What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy S.Craft Blends back again with another barber tutorial, and today we are going to hook up my dude with a nice little low taper and try to, keep the waves looking fresh. He actually has just natural waves. He doesn't really brush and do all that, but when he does, man, them things look crazy. However, this is just kind of natural, just light brushing. He may wear a do-rag here and there, but he just, got some natural waves happening. A little thin there over that other ear, but we're gonna go in first with the Oster Octanes, the 1.5 blade, and we're just combing in the direction, cutting in the direction of the wave pattern. So with the grain, usually I start off in the crown area, going, in the direction of the crown. We don't want to cut against that. So I just try to follow the pattern of the waves. As you can see, they go down on the side, so we just go down with the blade, go down in the back, so we go with that in that crown area, trying to be careful to follow the pattern of that. But yeah, we're just doing that 1.5 all over with the grain. And then we're gonna come in, create our first initial guideline with the Babyliss trimmers. These are my silver pair, and man, I have them hitting just right where they don't hurt at all. Even the most sensitive skin clients, they're just like, man, it feels like you're getting a massage with those things. But at the same time, they are just hitting. So, man, I really like where these blades are set right now. But we're just gonna go ahead and set the edge and just kind of get it clean. We'll touch it up a little bit later, add some enhancements, some hair fibers, and then really sharpen it up. But right now, I just like to kind of, there again, put this picture in a frame. So whenever you're getting ready to do a blend, you can always blend it and then come in and put the line up on. Sometimes I like to just go ahead and line it up while I have the trimmers in my hand, then I'll come in and blend that in. So as you guys know, I like to go with the grain, and just really prepare the canvas for the fade. So I go in with my 0 guard open and then close, just kind of working my way down. Sorry, I'm in the way, guys. And then I went in with no guard on, just an open blade, working a little bit lower in that taper area and just, kind of knocking off any hairs that are curling up. Right now, blade open, just going in, tapping at that line, kind of blending up into the area that we, went down against. So now we're just going up, man, just tapping at that line, close it halfway, just keep tapping at that line. Then I'll close it all the way and just knock that line out. Then we'll see just a little bit of dark areas. But while I was, just looking around, I forgot that I needed to throw his lines in. He gets these lines every time I cut his hair. He's a every other week client. He likes to stay fresh, so we just tap those lines. I'll clean them up later. But anyhow, so now same exact thing that I did on the side, I'm doing in the back. We just come down with that 0 guard, start knocking down some of that hair. I try to stay away from the heavier bulk area over the parietal ridge and just kind of stay under that parietal ridge area, the occipital bone area. And then come in and just put a line up on the side there. That way I can just kind of get a picture of, where I want this blend to be. So I set my first guideline there and just shave out the bottom. And now that we've already prepped the canvas with going down with the purple guard, now we're just gonna go ahead and open up the blade, and just like we did on the side, we're gonna drop a little bit lower, kind of doing that raking motion. It just kind of cleans things up. It makes it easier to blend into when you're dealing with more of a curly textured hair. So now we can go ahead and just go up against that with the blade open. Makes it nice and easy to blend into because you've already done that prep work. This will save you time. Matter of fact, I had one of my barbers come up to me yesterday, and he was like, dude, he seen me doing that same thing, but with a number 2 with a big fro, doing more of a real extreme blowout. And he was like, man, ever since I started doing that, in the taper area, taking that 2 or a 1 and just going down like that, creating just that clean, prep for the fade. He's like, it's been just so much easier. He said, I've noticed a huge difference, and it really does work. So right now, as you can see, I went in with the blade open, going up, and then I'm just kind of staying on one side at the moment because I don't want to keep getting in front of the camera. Now I'm switching over. So the blade open, then the blade halfway open. I'll just drop down a little bit, and then I'll close it all the way and tap out that line. And then I'll go ahead and continue to, look at it and touch up little areas, make sure that we're tapping that line out. If I need to open it up a little bit, and then I'll do that. But it's more about just kind of detailing and tapping around. And I noticed, that there's a little more bulk than I like on that occipital bone area, and because of the shape of his head, you see there's a dark spot right under that occipital bone, but then it kind of does almost like a zigzag effect over the parts that I made, just that bulky area. So I'm going to come in with like a number 2 or a 1.5 open and just see if I can, tap at that and knock some of that bulk down. Really don't want to get into the waves, but I do want to take that bulk out where it looks like it's a smooth transition. So then I'll close it and just see if that'll help better to tap out some of those, the darker area. And then I'll come back in with like a number 1, and I'll just come down, with that closed against with the grain. Now, it didn't do a whole lot, so I'm tapping up just to, there again, work at knocking that bulk out and tying it together. So I'll go, with the grain, against the grain, just kind of switching it up until I feel like I'm getting it tied together really nicely. So I'll continue to work on this some, but you guys get the point, and then we'll move on. But remember, when you get around that occipital bone area, you want to make sure that, if the hairs are kind of going sideways, that you're hitting it at the right angle, to make sure you get that hair nice and clean. So what we do to one side, we do to the other. I'm going to go ahead and create my line so I can see, what I'm getting into, where I want that blend to end at. And so I'm doing the C-cup area. Then I'll make my first guideline on this side, and then we'll just start that blending process, and I'll speed it up, being, it's the same thing we did on the other side. I'll go down usually with the purple guard first. I might have skipped it this time, but then I'll go down with just the blade open, prepping that. And so now, same thing, we'll go up with it open, we'll close it halfway, and then we'll drop a little lower and hit it again, and then we'll eventually close that blade up and just knock the line out. And there again, there's times as I'm pushing the hair up with the clipper that I'll flip it over and go down, just back and forth, however I see fit. And same thing with the purple guard, man. We're just coming in with it open, then we'll close it and all that good stuff. So now I just like to spray a little hairspray a lot of times on the front edge, and then come in, and it just stiffens up the hair. It holds them down in place better, so we get a crispier lineup. Then I come in with that closed 0 guard, and at just the slightest angle, I tap the front there just to get any loose hairs there again, to kind of comb them down and to cut some of those off to get a crispier lineup in the front. Always start in the middle of my lineup, and then I work my way out, usually to the highest point, and then I work across to the lowest point, trying to keep it as straight as possible. So this area is a little lighter, so we want to be careful and just kind of tap at it, to keep that as low as possible without just digging into it. So now that we got the lineups taken care of, we're going to go ahead and put on some color enhancement just to make that lineup pop. In this area where it's a little thinner, we're going to just darken that up real quick. And, there again, I love color enhancement for so many reasons, but one of the things that I love the most is, you can make a straight line with light hair, but a lot of people are receding, man. We're getting older and things happen. And you could throw a little color on there, some fibers, and just make that light spot look fuller, and that's what it's all about. His is obviously not hardly, light at all, but it's just a little lighter there than in the middle. And, we're going to darken that up. But there's some people that have really high receding lines or really light lines, and they wish they could have a nice full edge, and that's something we can provide. So I throw some hairspray down, then I put my fibers on, and then I spray hairspray again, giving it that sandwich effect that really holds those fibers in place. Then I come back and line it up, just going over the same line we created earlier. And it goes quicker this time because we're just tracing and just trying to get all these fibers off the skin. Now I will say this: people ask about how long the fibers last. For him, because he washes his hair really good before he comes in, knowing that he doesn't want to really wash his hair for a few days after. But I mean, it could last up to a week. Sometimes people come in a week, 2 weeks later, and I still see some remnants of the hair fibers there. Obviously, when they take a shower, they're not really scrubbing their head, and because when you do that, it's gone. But now that we got that lineup taken care of, as you guys know, I like to come in and freehand with my trimmers or with a fade blade clipper. However, whether it's my Andis T-outliners or my go-to, silver babyless trimmers, I just come in, man, and just, start smoothing out those hairs going in the direction of the waves. I just float that, trimmer over the top to knock off any loose hairs, and I'll come back later and do it again just to make sure I get everything cleaned up before I get them out of the chair. We're gonna go ahead and put on that magic pencil. I really don't know the brand of this. I'll have to look at it and figure it out, maybe put a link down in the description. However, we're just gonna leave that there for a moment until I clean up this beard. On the mustache, I always like to do a zero closed down with the grain of the hair instead of against it. For me, it just kind of makes it shorter, but it still keeps it darker, and that's what I like. So he's got a good, clean looking mustache, but it's still dark looking, smooth and dark, and that's what I like. And we'll just go in and clean up his little inside area under his lip there. And usually you ask people what they want and you just give them what they want. Some people want a straight line across with no connect up to the lip, and some people want it connecting up, and some people want a little V under their lip and all that stuff. Just ask, and then you start designing. So we're going to clean up this beard really quick, and then as you can see, we're going to go ahead and throw on some color enhancement on the beard as well, just to make those lines pop, man. I mean, you see he's got a nice beard, but watch this. Boom. Look how crispy that thing is. I mean, that's what enhancements do. They enhance the cut. They enhance the beard. I mean, it's cool, and yeah, it doesn't last forever, but that's okay. It lasts, it lasts for a few days. And what's awesome is if they're going out that night or they just like to look fresh, then they'll come in, they'll get it done, they go to their party or whatever, they feel amazing. And and then a couple days, if they want to touch it up, they come back, spend more money, and that's cool. It's up to them how fresh they want to look and stay. And I got some, like I said, they come in every week and they want the works, and I love those kind of customers, and I just give them what they want. So once we did the magic pencil, then we just go ahead and hit it with the trimmers to kind of smear it a little bit, and then we'll come back and hit it with the razor to just really give it that ash look. And then after I clean them up, I like to go in, even though I hit them with the razor, I like to come up with the shaver as well, because now you're going against the grain. And if you go against the grain with the razor, it's kind of uncomfortable with the skin. So I'll go down with the grain with the razor, but then I come up with the shaver just to give them that really close shave. Once again, coming in with my Babyliss trimmers and just cleaning up any little hairs that I see, cleaning up the back of the neck area. And I feel like, you know, he's a happy customer. He sticks with me and he's always like, dude, you're the best, man. Make sure you, whenever you loosen that cape, you clean the back of the neck and up under the neck. And I wanted to, you know, just kind of touch up those parts a little bit more before I let him out of the chair. And you know, we got to hit him with that cherry almond alcohol. So give him a little spin real quick, let him see what we're working with or whatever. But I'm gonna hit him with that alcohol real quick, and then we will let him out of the chair. Hold on, here it is. Yes, you gotta keep him smelling fresh and get that sting. If it don't sting, it ain't working. We want it to burn, baby. That's what real men, you know, take. Anyhow, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend, whatever. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace.